Here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, no question, the darling of the day is a sensational and extremely fast 23-year-old rookie driver by the name of Danica Patrick. More on her story and all the rookies chasing their dreams here at Indy next.
For 1 month every year, the city of Indianapolis becomes the epicenter of open-wheel racing.
The track is open.
One race, 500 miles. A life-changing experience for those who can conquer the mystical track.
Yeah!
Dreams have been made here,
I've been dreaming of it.
just as hopes have been lost.
Michael Andretti will end his career winless at the Indianapolis 500.
This is the Indianapolis 500. In a place where legends are created, a new tale will be written this year. A new legend will be born.
Every time I think my life is changing, something seems to go wrong.
Now Weldon spin car gets upside down.
For Sam Hornish, the ill fate at Indy continues for this kid.
My life will never change it all. If only for a moment, everything could go my way.
Goodyear makes a move. Little Al wins.
I got just one perfect day.
And on the run.
Just one perfect day. Just one perfect day. All I want is just one perfect day.
We welcome you to Sports Center at the Indianapolis 500. Hello, everyone. I'm Jerry Punch, and glad to have you with us at what is arguably the most hallowed ground in all of American motorsports, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It is my pleasure to be joined all month long by noted IndyCar Series veteran and analyst Scott Goodyear. And Scott, you certainly know a little bit about this place and this race. You know, Scott logged 5 top 10 finishes here and 11 Indy 500 starts, including 2 dramatic runner-up finishes back in 1992 and 1997. Scott's successful 20-year open-wheel career included a Formula Atlantic Series title back in '86 and 5 major IndyCar Series victories. And Scott, every driver dreams of coming to this place. What makes this racetrack, Indianapolis Motor Speedway, so special?
If you're a driver, Jerry, in anything that you ever drive and you drive underneath the tunnel coming into this racetrack, it's just the history that's here that you feel as soon as you arrive. It's the racetrack, 2.5 miles, long straightaways, tight turns, 500 miles, 8 to 10 pit stops. It's the cash that goes along with winning this race and the notoriety. Every driver wants to win the Indianapolis 500.
Well, we'll try to capture all those special moments every day leading up to the race. Sports Center at the Indianapolis 500, Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on ESPN2.
Dan Wheldon continues to lead.
Dan is really fast.
Dan Wheldon draws first blood.
Here comes Dan Wheldon, very aggressive again around the outside. Another fastest lap for Dan Wheldon.
Your winner of the Honda Grand Prix of St. Petersburg.
Wow, Dan Wheldon, 3 wins in the first 4 events here in 2005. Why has he been so successful?
You know, he's just absorbed all the information that he's got from his teammates in the last couple of years. The experience that he's gathered from those guys and also the team owner, Michael Andretti, he's put to good use. A little wild and reckless maybe earlier on, but he's now getting the job done.
He gets a little help from teammate Tony Kanaan at St. Pete. The body slam on Briscoe here to let Weldon go by with less than 10 laps to go to make that pass on lap 92. He celebrates there. And how about the patience he showed at Motegi?
The key thing there, he is highlighted in third right now. Danny Weldon a couple of years ago would not have conserved fuel, Jerry. He'd be putting his foot right down on the gas. The other guys ran out of fuel, and lo and behold, as we see Thomas Scheckter dropping out of his car right now, the key thing that he did is he listened to the team, he sat back, he was smooth, he was consistent, and he followed instructions. Danny Wheldon has learned, and he's now patient, and he knows he doesn't have to be the fastest guy in the racetrack to win the race.
Hard to believe we use a word like patience talking about Danny Wheldon. When he came here 2 years ago, Scott, he was anything but patient in his first trip to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
You know, just a wild ride that I can recall that he had before, you know, Jerry, because he came here, he wanted to win Indy in his very first take. Here you see he just passed Sam Hornish Jr. in the yellow car at that time and got upside down. That's because he entered in turn 3 way too fast, way too low, and the key thing he didn't know was how the car would react in traffic. Hit the wall, turned the car around backwards, and now it ends up like being an airplane and just really got on its roof. And what a thrill ride for a guy that's only a young driver here at Indianapolis.
You know, he's come so far so fast. How much of his rapid racing maturity do you relate to the strength and experience of that Andretti-Green team?
You know, for me, I would have to say it's everything. You know, if he was on a 2-car team, he would not have the wealth of experience to draw from those other guys to learn as quickly as he did. He'd be 2 years further down as we see Dario Franchitti, Tony Kanaan, Brian Herta, Michael Andretti there giving Dario Franchitti just a big hug. Those guys are all paramount in giving him the experience that he needs and the wealth of information, and he's been smart about it. As you know, he does not have to be the fastest guy, just has to be there at the end.
It certainly would be a dream come true for Dan or one of his teammates to give Michael Andretti a win here as an owner. Remember, he never won this race as a driver. Now, a year ago, it was a storybook month of May for Phoenix, Arizona driver Buddy Rice. After starting the year as a fill-in sub for injured Kenny Breck and failing to claim a top 5 in his first 3 starts, he came here and dominated the month of May. He won the pole, the pit stop competition, and, of course, the race. 2005, though, started on a sour note, but now he's back in the comfort zone where it all began at Indy. Our Marlo Klain standing by with the reigning Indy 500 winner.
Buddy Rice is the defending champion of this race. Buddy, last year when you came in here, you kind of flew under the radar. No one really expected you to win. How different is this year coming in here where you're the defending champion?
Well, I think for the team, there's a lot more confidence. Obviously, maybe a little bit more pressure because they want to come back and repeat. But, you know, definitely coming through the tunnel on opening day here, a little bit of tingles and stuff. So it's exciting, and I can't believe it's already been a year and we're back at it again.
Homestead in Phoenix did not start well for this season for you, but St. Pete and certainly in Japan, you guys picked it up. What was the difference between those 2 races in the first 2 of the season?
Well, I mean, Homestead was just a bad break. You can't do nothing about it. And Phoenix, we got too aggressive. We didn't feel that we had the car to win and run up front, so we made some pretty drastic changes, and it didn't pay off. And then, you know, more of a little bit of a gremlin at St. Pete, because I think we could have finished, you know, definitely in the top 4 or 5 without a problem. But, you know, it's just the way it goes. It's definitely not the start we're looking for, but, you know, I think we started better this year than we did last year, and we still contended for the championship. So we're getting into where the Panos and the Honda run real well, and we'll try to make our stake here again at the 500 to get us rolling.
Buddy, you spent the last 2 days coaching Danica. Now, how anxious are you to get on the track on Tuesday?
Well, I got to do some tire testing about a month ago, so I know what's out there. I know what the car has. Obviously, she's doing a very good job right now, and definitely looking forward to tomorrow, getting rolling and getting ready for qualifying.
Is it difficult to sit back and watch for 2 days, though?
It's always difficult to sit around and watch other people pound around when you want to be out there. So it's like any track you go to, it's that way.
All right, Buddy Rice will attempt his quest to repeat here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. He will begin that quest on Tuesday when the veterans get on the track.
All right, thank you, Marlo. Buddy Rice has been looking to join a select company of drivers. In the grand history of this race, only 5 drivers have won back-to-back Indy 500s. Elio Castroneves, the last to do it back in 2001 and 2002. And, Scott, it's certainly a surprise that this Ray Hall Letterman team, with all their experience, would begin the year with consecutive DNFs.
Well, you know, Buddy talked on something there. The key thing for Buddy is that they have not been that strong on the road course at St. Petersburg and also on the mile at Phoenix. And the key thing for him is probably that he overdrove the car at Phoenix because, you know, he just wanted to get up there and win. He's a champion. He wanted to really get up to the front and contend, as we see him hitting the wall here at Phoenix. But the key thing, I think, for Buddy now that he realizes that he's in his comfort zone. He's back to Indianapolis where he won last year. He was a first-time winner here. And the key thing, what confidence that builds for you. And going forward, he knows he's going to all his favorite racetracks where the Ray Hall Letterman team is very, very quick.
And one of his teammates already doing well. When we come back on SportsCenter at the Indianapolis 500, we'll take a look at one of the darlings of this year's rookie class, Danica Patrick, turning heads both on and off the racetrack.
SportsCenter at the Indianapolis 500 is brought to you by Chase. Chase is built around the choices you make. Your choice, your chase.
Back at Indy, rookie orientation has wrapped up, and 23-year-old Bombardier Rookie of the Year points leader Danica Patrick has been clocked at over 222 miles per hour, faster than Buddy Rice's 4-lap pole of a year ago. Marlo Klain spoke with her.
Danica Patrick was the fastest rookie by far. Danica, how did this feel getting out there finally and obviously putting up really fast speed compared to the rest of the rookies?
It felt good, and I was very optimistic coming into this whole rookie orientation and even the month of May. And realistically, I'm just trying to kind of go through the trims and get going a little bit quicker. You feel good in the car. Okay, let's go a little bit more. And you know, the rookie orientation program is good so that, you know, come tomorrow I'm not sort of flustered out there going, I just need to get comfortable by myself. Forget these other people.
How much did Japan help you? Qualifying second, finishing fourth there, going into the month of May. How much did that help you?
A lot from a confidence standpoint, and it's not because I didn't think I could do it. I know I can do it. But just to be able to go into this month with that kind of momentum and be able to run up front and remember that if you can and if you have good teammates and a good team, that it's easier actually. So I'm just trying to make it easy for myself at the end of the month.
Danica, going into Homestead, you told me the first race of the season that you just wanted to keep your nose clean and you wanted not to make any rookie mistakes. Now that you have a couple races under your belt, what are your goals for this month?
I really still have to work with lap traffic and with overtaking and timing and the way that the air moves the car on the track. I think that's one of the big things that I'm going to be working on, which is forcing yourself into kind of uncomfortable situations probably for the next couple of weeks. And then just making sure I keep it clean with my shifting and just make the car last the whole distance and just keep, you know, improving on the pit stops and stuff. There's a lot of things, but I think mainly just, you know, traffic out there, just feeling good.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
All right, thanks, Marlo. Danica has already delivered in a huge way for the Rahal Letterman team. As Marlo mentioned, she started second and finished fourth at Motegi, led 32 laps. And, Scott, I think what she did in the early laps is what impressed more people the most.
I think everybody in this industry, Jerry, right now turned around and said, wow, look what she did. On the start of the race at Motegi, she was on the outside pole, which was a big feat for her to be at the very beginning of the race on the front row. Keeps her foot into it, goes around the outside of two-time IndyCar champion Sam Hornish Jr. No small feat, Jerry. She went on to lead a lot of laps, very competitive, and went back and passed a lot of those guys throughout the day.
You know what I like about Danica? When the race was over and I interviewed her after the race, she was upset. She was angry because she hadn't won the race. Most rookies would have been thrilled to lead 32 laps and only your fourth start. She is the real deal, folks. As A.J. Foyt or Dale Earnhardt would say, she's got that fire in her belly. She wants to get it done. Look out here for the month of May. Now, a lot of experts believe she has the best chance of being successful than any other female driver in the history of Indy. Why?
Well, I think the key thing goes with her just strictly because of the team. The other drivers that came here, the female drivers, had experience, they had good teams, but Danica has a lot of oval wheel experience, Formula Atlantic experience, which is much like these Indy-type cars, and she has the experience of the team with Bobby Rahal leading, who won here in 1986. The key thing for Danica right now is that she just has to grab all that information, that wealth of information, not try and lose herself, be patient, and tomorrow when she goes out with the veterans, go through another learning curve like she has done the last couple of days just through rookie orientation.
And Scott, no matter how impressive your credentials are in other series, when you come to Indianapolis, you are a rookie. And, of course, a rookie, you have to learn a lot. In case of the reigning champion, Sébastien Bourdais, he's learning on the fly here, although he is certainly no stranger to success on an oval.
You know, the key thing with him, because he has all that road course experience, Jerry, is that he went out on his very first oval in Germany and won that race over there. Now, when you say a guy has road course experience, he's still a race driver, and a race driver can drive any type of car. But when you come to Indianapolis, this is 230 miles an hour going into the turn, not taking your foot off the gas, and having to contend with people that are in front of you, behind you, and also listen on the radio for instructions from your team. There's a lot going on here, a lot to process at over 230 miles an hour.
Now, Sébastien Bourdais was a little slow getting up to speed in an IROC car, but we're going to mention that he, a few weeks later, won an IROC race at Texas. He takes his time. He's a very calculating driver, so don't count him out because he's a little slower here in the first couple of days of rookie orientation. And speaking of rookies to keep an eye on, how about Australian Ryan Briscoe, who nearly pulled off the upset at St. Pete here in the third race of the year?
You know, I thought he was almost going to have that done, certainly from the standpoint that he had all that road course experience. Again, not so much oval experience, but the key thing is we're watching him here at St. Petersburg, which he really ran a very strong race, a very smart race, and really had the chance to win. His oval experience is low, but he's went very well here in the last couple of days with this car, with the Target Chip Ganassi guys. They're, again, a wealth of experience to draw upon from 2003 veteran and champion to Scott Dixon. Now, overall, I talked to those guys, and they said, you know something, he's just going slow. He's going to take his time. Qualifying is not till Saturday. I look for him to be a bit of a dark horse.
And he also has a two-time Indy 500 winner, Arie Luyendyk, coaching him as a driver coach, which helps a lot. He coached you, by the way, and got you very successful here in IndyCar racing. When we return, two-time IndyCar Series champion Sam Hornish has tasted success at many different tracks, but never here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Could this be the year when Sam quenches his thirst for milk?
Hornish spun.
Oh, and a crash up coming out of corner number 4.
Tough break for Sam Hornish.
They're going to take Sam Hornish back into the garage area where they can work on the car. Sam Hornish looks like a motor.
The ill fate in Indy continues for this kid.
Well, in 5 career starts at Indy, Sam Hornish has 3 DNFs and has never finished inside the top 10. Scott, why do you think Sam has had so much bad fortune here at Indy?
You know, there's a lot of drivers that come to Indianapolis and everything works perfectly for them. You can think about Rick Mears, you can think about Arie Luyendyk, but some people come here and although they're very, very fast and very quick and a very talented driver, never seem to have much luck at Indianapolis. As we watch Sam Hornish coming low out of turn 4 right there, spinning his car around and just narrowly missing the wall and other drivers missing him. So you see him going below the white line, just getting it crossed up, and around he goes. And when you're a passenger at 225 miles an hour, it's a scary feeling, Doc.
You know, people say maybe he wants it too badly. Maybe he's trying too hard. You know, his teammate, Helio Castroneves, has had great success here, becoming only the 5th driver to win back-to-back Indy 500s. What about this place that brings out the best in Team Penske?
Well, you know, Penske has done such a great job here, and I think it's because they are so well prepared. You look at his success that he has here, 13 wins. I don't think anybody prepares a better car and a better team than the captain, as we watch Helio Castroneves with his win, becoming Spider-Man, climbing the fence, which has begun something that he's done in every racetrack that he's ever won at. If I had to bet right now in Vegas, I would have to say bet on a Penske car if you're thinking about Indianapolis.
And you consider Castroneves as you watch these celebrations, and even Gilles de Ferran, he got our buddy Gilles de Ferran to climb the fence there when he won it in 2003. And you got to wonder, Castroneves coming off 2 disappointing finishes, 2 DNFs, coming off with a problem early on at St. Pete and Motegi. He's probably geared up and ready to win this thing for the 3rd time.
You know, those guys, for whatever reason right now, certainly seem like they are ready. Something happened, I think, just about the last race where they turned around, and the confidence, I think, even of a Sam Hornish from a year ago seems like it's there. Maybe because he's now got a year underneath his belt with Team Penske. Remember, he got married last year. There's a lot of things going on in his life. Maybe this will be the year, Doc, that he turns around and shines at Indianapolis.
They talk about you got to have speed to qualify on pole day. I'm not sure if the Toyotas are there compared to what the Hondas are bringing to town here, but it's all strategy and patience on race day. And with Roger Penske, you can't say anyone is second in that category when it comes to setting up race day strategy. Still ahead, defending IndyCar Series champion Tony Kanaan takes the mic for our daily diary.
I'm Tony Kanaan, and I am getting ready to do a Tony's Take for you guys on ESPN Sports Center. We're ready to rock the monkey.
Sports Center at the Indianapolis 500. Brought to you by Century 21. Visit your local Century 21 office. Real estate for your world.
Well, day 2 of rookie orientation here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And who else at the front of the field? Danica Patrick. Take a look at the speed, 222.741 miles per hour. And that is faster than the 4-lap average, which her teammate Buddy Rice used to sit on the pole for the 88th Indianapolis 500. Thomas Inge coming back from those broken ribs at Motegi, second quickest. Bourdais, Ward, and Meyer driving for A.J. Foyt, the top 5. And speed's coming up here. Is it the technology? Is it the new engine combinations? Or is it the new pavement that may be adding to all that added speed here?
Well, there brings up a great point. You know, we talk about the new pavement. The track was reground and then repaved over the wintertime, but when the cars came out here in the springtime, they found a lot of bumps around there, not much grip. Well, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway came back and did a process which they call diamond grinding. The track is very smooth now, a lot of grip. We'll have to watch tire wear on race day, but the speeds will be up, and I think that you're going to see 225, maybe 226, 227 if the conditions are right on pole day for qualifying.
I'll remind you that, by the way, come pole day. Now, first it was Dan Wheldon, then it was Darren Manning. This year, reigning series champion Tony Kanaan takes over our daily diary. We call it Tony's Take.
Do you know where this is? Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So, and I am Tony Kanaan, and I'll be. You guys gonna have to put up with me the whole month, man. That's painful. As Dan did this thing, I'm doing the same thing you did 2 years ago.
Okay.
So you gotta have to put up with me. So you wanna interview them for me, please?
Well, look at you. Ask the first couple of questions.
Do you have a favorite driver already?
Favorite driver? Well, AJ Foyt, but I know I'm not supposed to say this, but of course.
You guys gonna have to put up with my face every day on Tony's take, but like you did with Weldon, which is a much better looking than me, but I'm better talker than him.
How old?
The professional. He's asking the question with no mic on. Says, again, take back. How old? It's my show. I'll do whatever I want. So get the hell out of here. We'll have fun, and hopefully we only have good days, because if you don't want to see me in a bad mood. So welcome to Indy. We're going to have 20 days of fun. See you.
Tony Kanaan, reigning IndyCar Series champion. What a fun guy to be around. And we're going to have that all throughout our 3 weeks of coverage here with SportsCenter at Indy. Tony and Dan Wheldon, all of Franchitti, Brian Hurd, all those guys having fun. I can't imagine what all they're going to show us here over the next 3 weeks.
You know, the key thing I think, though, you say, though, Jerry, it's all about fun. That team has a lot of success, I think, because they have a lot of fun. The chemistry there between all those 4 drivers is very noticeable, not only in the garage area, but also in pit lane. And I think really off the racetrack, too, which really, I think, just helps the atmosphere for those guys to be very successful. Now, Tony Kanaan says, don't want to see me in a bad day, and I can think about Michigan last year when he was conserving fuel and he ended up not winning the race. He wouldn't talk to anybody. That's how competitive this guy is. For a guy that just turned 30 years old, he has a lot of racing in front of him and probably a lot of championships ahead of him, too.
Well, today, Scott, they can have fun, you can relax, but tomorrow it gets very serious. Time to put the game face on, because it's the very first day when all the veterans are on the racetrack. Now, first day of a long month of Indianapolis. What are you trying to accomplish in terms of getting on the track for the first time?
Well, there's 2 things right now that I think about. One is the veterans and one is the rookies. The veterans, first off, they're thinking about pole day. They want to get out there and see what the car has, see what this new track surface has to offer. They'll work with the engineers. They'll try and get the car going very, very fast. It's 10 miles, the 10 toughest miles that you ever drive in a race car to get qualified for here 4 laps, Doc. And, you know, I've done it many times. It's almost more pressure in qualifying than it is the race. They might work on a little bit of full tank setup also throughout the week to see what the car offers for race day. Now, with the rookies, I'll have to say, when you're a rookie, you know what's going to happen tomorrow. You're going to go out there, you're going to maybe try to go 220, 222, and these veterans are going to come out of here going 224, 225. It's going to be fast.
New qualifying format here at Indianapolis. 4 different days of qualifying. You can bump every day. Only 11 cars allowed in the field. It's going to be thrilling here for pole day on Saturday, and 2nd and 3rd and 4th day qualifying, or bubble day. New happy hour, a new final carburation day scenario. Scott, what about the new qualifying system? I mean, it's really going to be exciting and somewhat threatening for some of the veteran drivers.
You know, a few years ago, Doc, you used to turn around and you get your car qualified, you put it aside, and you'd get your spare car out and you go out there and start working on race day setup. Well, talking to a lot of guys in the garage today, they really don't know what this is going to hold for them, because the car might qualify well and you might have a lot of other guys going faster. Well, you can now take that qualified car and withdraw it, but use the same car now and put it back in the field up to 3 times per day. Only 11 guys will get qualified for the 1st and 2nd and then 3rd day.
We had a veteran car owner tell us today, if he's on the front row, maybe 2nd or 3rd, he could pull that car out and go back 10 minutes before 6 o'clock and try to put him back in on the pole. That could happen on pole day. Reminder, SportsCenter at the Indianapolis 500 will be here throughout the month of May, getting you ready for the big race. Join us Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN2. Tuesday will be live for the final half hour of IndyCar practice and all the veterans on the racetrack. For Scott Goodyear, I'm Jerry Punch. So long, everyone, from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.